Alright, so here we go. Now my computer's going to get real warm. Do you guys have any questions? So again, when I say copy the code from the book, I want you guys to type out these indentations of the code, each and every one of them. Again, the point for that is to get repetition and to get used to typing out if statements or whatever we're typing out. And you guys will run into your own errors, and we're going to go over some errors today. So some issues that you guys probably have come across before. So when we run this, first off, I'm just going to run it and we're going to see what happens. This happens when nothing above is true. That is because I edited this. So save and I'll control save. I gotta save this third hour. Up. Third hour. Okay, so if I were to forget a colon, whoa. What is it? Oops, I accidentally opened my email. How did I do that? I mean, I meant to do that. So, when you guys are writing code and you forget something, a lot of different things will happen. So one, let's just say I accidentally erased this colon. So guys, you should be paying attention up here, not working on school, not working on homework, nothing. You guys will have plenty of time to upload. Like I said, I gave you guys the copying the if statement code until 10:30 because of issues in the first class. So pay attention. So if I forget a colon here and I run it, I'm going to get an invalid syntax. That means I'm missing essentially punctuation of some kind. Notice this entire section is red. That means this is where the error is. So you look at it, and what did I say we're missing? A colon. So as soon as you type anything, the red goes away. But once you run it, it works. Okay? So now if I get rid of that, we're also going to have a syntax error. As Andre asked earlier, why do we have an error here? Lorian?
Because the double equal is if name is equal to, like it involves string. So you have to use the double equal.
Yes. So this is a name equals Alice is a declaration, and that's not what we want in an if statement. We need an evaluation between the two. Next thing, this is probably the most common error you guys will get and that I will see, is when you run it, what is wrong? Forgot a parentheses up here. But notice, is elif misspelled?
No.
Did it change color?
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with this? If you look at it and you see nothing is wrong with the first thing inside of if there's nothing wrong with the item in the first if there's nothing wrong with the first thing in the line of code, then your error is with the line above it. And again, 90% of the time the error is you're missing a parentheses, because most times you have print and you have str and you want 15. But you want this to be about 15 times 9, 8 plus 17, but I want and minus by this times that string. All right, I'm done. And then you continue to move on, and you're like, wait. Invalid syntax. There's nothing wrong with elif, so I know, and it's just the one thing before it. So I should know that there's something wrong in the line above, especially because I can notice that I see that I have a lot of parentheses. So the first thing is you throw one up there. Also, if you click enter and you expect it to go to the next line, like at the far left here, and it doesn't, that means something's wrong with you haven't finished the line above. So you have to come in, throw that up there. Again, notice every time I have a parenthesis, it tells me where it matches. So that's you know, it tells you what is being enclosed by that last closed parenthesis. So that's also very helpful. End of line. Oh yeah, here's another one. EOL while scanning string literal. I went over this earlier. What does EOL stand for?
End of line.
End of line, yes. What's a string? It's a string of characters. So what this is saying is that the end of line is a string, and you haven't closed the string at the end of a line. Notice this whole thing is red, so that's telling me my error is right in here. How do I fix this error? Yep. Same thing. And what else? If I got rid of the last parentheses, what does EOF stand for?
End of function.
Close. End of.
Function.
No.
End of value.
No. What? End of file. That basically means the last line of your code is screwed up. And notice, is there anything wrong with this blank line? Could I have possibly have mistyped something if there's nothing there to type? So again, you're just going to go to the line above it. There's nothing wrong there. There's nothing wrong there. So there's something wrong here. Oh, I needed a parentheses. Does that make sense? There's also, I'm going to put online a document that I created, and it has a bunch of different types of errors. Also, oops. What does this error tell me? Feel free, people on Zoom, to speak up too. In layman's terms, if I don't know what any of this means, what does this error mean?
You can add a string to a.
Correct. I can only concatenate strings together. So that means this 45 times 9 is bad. Because 45, well, actually, it's not this that's wrong. What's wrong?
It's a string of 15 times.
No. Notice.
Oh, it's the 15 times.
Can you subtract 45, 45, 45, like the string? Because what it's doing is it's doing 45 times 9. That is a string, and it's saying 15 minus this. And you're going to get the same error. Because what is 15 minus a string of 45, 45, 45, 45, 45, 45? What's 15 minus the word dog? Doesn't make sense. So to a computer, this doesn't make sense. So what this means is, like, you guys should get errors. You guys will get errors. And you guys need to know that this will tell you what's wrong. This tells you where, and it even tells you what line. So in the error, this says line 5. This is line 5, and your error is whatever this is. This is the type of error. It's a type error. So when you guys are running your code, really you guys should know what's wrong. You may not know how to fix it, but you should go, oh, I'm trying to subtract an integer from a string, or a string from an integer. Once you know that, you go, oh, I can fix that. But there will be other times where and you'll be like, oh, what does this mean, this error? Again, in layman's terms. Names is not defined. I just want to know if name is names. Right, I don't have a variable called names, so I can either fix that by making a variable called names, or if I literally wanted to know if the user typed in the word names, I could do that. Did they type in the letters N-A-M-E-S in that order to make names? If they did, print hello, otherwise it's going to skip everything and it's going to go to here. So these sorts of errors, like I mean, it kind of tells you what's wrong. Does that make sense? Do you guys have any questions? Zoom people? You good? Okay. All right. So I'm going to end that video. And we are going to move on to something that's not in the book, so I'd pay attention.